Joining us on stage is Mahya Soltani.
Hi, my name is Mahya, and I'm from Iran. I moved to the United States in 2016. So in January of 2017, when an executive order was signed to ban all travel from 7 Muslim majority countries, including Iran, I was left feeling confused, angry, and stuck. Stuck because I couldn't leave. I just started my MFA program, and I wasn't sure if I left, I'd be able to come back. In fact, my family would have loved to be here tonight. They're watching probably online. Hi, Mom. But they couldn't come. So this project is very personal to me, and I wasn't alone. There are 6 other countries on the list: Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen. Around the same time, I met Kiana Piruz on Instagram. She's here tonight. Kiana is an Iranian immigrant who's worked in media and marketing for over a decade in New York City. So over our several brunches, frustration-fueled post-ban brunches, and FaceTime sessions, we talked about channeling our frustration into something good. We talked about serving our community. We talked about creating a community. We wanted to create a platform that lets creatives from these countries write their own narrative. And in due course, we wanted to encourage curious minds to learn about these nations. We wanted to elevate the art and culture of these communities and to repudiate the antagonistic image that's been portrayed of them throughout the years. So we created Before We Were Banned. Before We Were Banned is a series of events elevating arts and culture of the banned countries. Marking the first anniversary of the Muslim ban, we kicked off our first event. We put together an identity together on the vernacular of the passports and highlighting the number 7. That is the number of the banned countries, and also it's a significant number in Persian and Islamic mythology. We booked a venue, Art Helix in Bushwick, that hosts SHIM, that supports non-curators and first-time curators like us. And we were so excited that they were excited to work with us. So we put a call out for art, and we received over 30 submissions. I'll be honest with you, we had some problem finding art from all those countries, but in the end, receiving so many good submissions made our job really hard. Here are some of the submissions we got, and these are actual photos from the show. This is Asya al-Sharabi. She is a Yemeni refugee. Asya al-Sharabi's self-portraits are basically her they are these are Asya al-Sharabi's self-portraits in her grandmother's clothes, and she superimposes immigration stamps on them. So this was perfect for our theme. This is Farhad Bahram. He's an Iranian artist. He filled this entire room with collected words in Farsi, his mother tongue. And most of the words are affiliated with themes of home and belonging, and a silent projection of people who may or may have not said those words. Interesting note, Alan tried to use his Google Translate app and find out what they meant, but Google Translate doesn't support Farsi yet, so. Another piece we had was a muted video projection called Mouthful of Sand by Maysel Bake, a half Syrian, half Palestinian artist. The footage at first seems like unsettling flashes of light. It later reveals to be shot from inside a person's mouth as they silently speak. The show was a smash. Art Helix said it was the biggest crowd they had in the space. People came from all the 5 boroughs, and some waited on the street in a cold January night to get in. We had work by 13 amazing artists, as well as books, zines, and other publications from the banned countries. And people from different backgrounds, race, religion, they all showed up with an open heart, and we were ecstatic. And on social media, the response was overwhelming as well. And some influential people like Kimberly Drew of the Met, Museum Mammy, and Jenna Wortham of the New York Times showed up and helped push the cause. And here are some of the heartwarming messages we received from our lovely visitors. ID Magazine and PBS NewsHour did an interview with us. That's us. And Before We're Banned will be part of a feature story on the art newspaper for the May issue that covers art under Trump era, in Trump era. Oops. And we're also invited to present the project and speak at a panel on art and activism in Brown University on 24th of April. So if you're in Providence on that day, come say hi. And as of now, our Instagram page has over 1,300 followers, and our website has over 1,100 unique visitors. And we were proud that we could donate 20% of our proceeds to New York Immigration Coalition. Things we learned. First of all, when you do something like this, everybody assumes you're two dudes. And we got messages saying things like, oh, thanks to you and Kiana and the team behind Before We're Banned, when it was only the two of us. And remember that 20%, well, we need to talk about money. We made some decisions early on that philosophically seemed right to us back then. We were wary of taking any percentage of the art sale or charging any coverage fee. We had this major imposter syndrome going on. Typically, art galleries take 50% of the art sale. In fact, one of our artists, Gina Malik, who sold this beautiful piece, told us later that she priced her piece double, assuming we will take half of it. Well, now we learned our lesson. So moving on, our mission-oriented nonprofit business model relies on art sale, donations in multiples of 7, selling printed products, and ticket sale. We also put some numbers together, obviously after we did the show. And I know what number you're looking at. And as ridiculous and naive that looks, if we had done this before we did the show, we would probably not do that. That number would scare us. Another thing we didn't expect to happen was that people wanted to take the show on the road. We got invited by Ellie Brown, who runs the only Middle Eastern gallery in Santa Fe, New Mexico, to take Before We're Banned there for the month of July. So we had to go back and rewrite our mission. Before We're Banned is a traveling series of events elevating arts and culture of the banned countries. We realized that we're facing some challenges, like time and distance. Time, because by the time we take this to Santa Fe or its other destinations, it might not be as hot of a topic. And distance, because if this was the scene in JFK and this was the scene in Albuquerque International Sunport, well, let's be honest, this was not the scene in many American cities. And no criticism, but we saw that there might be a challenge, and that is the local passion around the issue. But we also knew that there are many other threatened communities in the United States and all over the world. So we had to be designers about this. Part of our mission is to create collaboration opportunities and meaningful connections. As this project is snowballing now and we're trying to catch up, we also don't want to dilute our mission. So we're going to collaborate with local curators who are more of an expert in arts of these communities, because it's only Kiana and me. And if this wants to scale up, we need help. Our mission is to highlight the duality of living in today's America as an immigrant or as other. So that meant in reality, we're putting two shows together. But how would we do this? And we're still not sure how we're gonna do this. That's why the slide is empty. But we have some options. So the first option would be to have these two kinds of art in the same space, in the same gallery space. The second option would be to split the gallery space into two and have some sort of like a cultural conversation there. And our third option that we like the most, but we're not sure, you can give us your suggestions and opinions later, is to have two simultaneous shows happening in the same city, one covering arts of the banned countries and one having arts of the local threatened community. So again, we had to go back and rewrite our mission. So Before We Were Banned, as of now, is a traveling series of events elevating arts and culture of the banned countries and other threatened communities in the United States. So we're hoping by Monday, January 27th, 2020, mark your calendars, we'll have several events happening around the United States in different cities, elevating arts of the threatened communities. Thank you, and please visit our website and support our next event.